Join the 28-hour SQL Server Masterclass on the Udemy platform for only $15 instead of $89. Learn how to become a future developer or either a future DBA or performance expert on SQL Server with 150 exercises. Average rating for this course is 4.5. Okay? The link to the promotion is in the video description. Okay? Want to get started on SQL Server? Then join me. I am obliged to make this video because it's possible that you may see hint in the join in some request. Okay? Of course, we are not going to make a performance video as this is not the subject of this formation, but it's some for information. So we can change the order to make a join on SQL. It can be changed. I'm going to tell you very briefly about the join operator that you can have on SQL Server. The hash join. It's a powerful operator that is used for medium and big volumes of data. It can be used sometimes on small data volumes as well. Technically, it's going to create a table in memory, what's called a hash table, that will hash the join column, and in the second phase is going to create a table that we call the probe phase. Okay? So let's start on the simple join and look at the execution plan. Don't forget to click on the execution plan button, icon. Okay? I click on it and let's run the inner join. If I getting a look on the execution plan for inner join, it's a hash match inner join. Okay, is the hash match operator that has been chosen for this operation. Okay, so technically it first built a hash table in memory. Okay, and then from each row, from the bottom entry, it analyzes the hash table to generate all the matching rows. Okay, so we can, from the inner join, add between the inner and the join a int. Okay, so in this example, it's the hash. So take the hash. Let's run this query and we can see that it's exactly the same execution plan. Okay, there is no difference. It's exactly the same execution plan. Okay, and if I run the query together, we have exactly the same execution plan. So we okay, hash mash and hash mash. So we are going to see next the merge. The merge is a fusion join that is used when the two sets of rows are pre-sorted according to join expression. Generally, it's used for very big volumes. It's very powerful too. So instead of hash, we can use merge. Okay, so let's run the query with the merge, and you can see that the join operator has changed. Now it's the merge join that has been used. Okay, and if we compare the two execution plans, which one is greedier? You can see that the hash join is 40% and the merge join is 60%. Okay, so the merge join is greedier than the hash join. In this query, in this example, there is also a third way to make a join. This is the nested loop. Okay, nested loop is used for very small volumes. This is the simplest physical implementation that SQL choose to make join on very small tables. You can see that we change the merge by with the loop. And if I run this query, if we get a look on the operators, we can see here is the nested loop. Okay? So if we're running the hash, the merge and the loop together, let's run this free query. We can check very quickly. 11% for the loop join, 36% for the inner join, the hash, and the merge, 53%. Okay. Here we have a practical case. You see that the nested loop is still less greedy than the hash. So, in some cases, can't I play the hint on the join to see if I can better performance? Okay. Personally, I have rarely seen it where I have to change the way I do a join. In 99% of the case, SQL does it very, very well. Okay? It was just to show you that you can change the join orders by putting a hint. There is also remote. Remote here. Remote is if there is a remote linked server. You can put here a remote. I run this query, but I don't have in my server a remote server, so it takes the hash match in this example. Sorry. Okay. Here generally you will have a remote, so it can be useful in some case. Remember that you can only use remote in an inner join. You can use a remote in the left join. It's noticed just here. A remote hint can only be specified with the inner join clause. Okay? We can also write this way, but the hash option here and add option and add the hash join at the end of the query. You can write by this way. Same thing for the merge here, same thing for the loop. Okay? If I run this free query, see, it's exactly the same thing. Okay? Hash match, merge join, and nested loop. So in this demonstration, we saw four ways to write hint on SQL join: add join, merge join, loop join, and remote join. Okay, don't forget this hint if you see one hint or more hint in SQL script. Okay, but now you know what for which reason is used. So let's go for the next section.